everyone, myself Preeti Rani Rajvanshi, Assistant Professor IMS Noida, School of IT, and we are discussing today here the classes and object as a part of subject in BCA. The code is 301 in C++, the part of object oriented programming in C++. So basically you have to understand first that what is class and what is object to go for the programming part. So in C we have learned about the structure. Okay, so we were having the structure of same kind of data and then we are accessing it through the object. So same is with classes. We have a container kind of thing in the C++, and in that we can have our data members and member functions so that we can create object oriented concept like. Okay, so first you have to understand that class is a user defined data type, that you can define your data type at your own. You can have your kind of data members, you can get your kind of member functions. So it is encapsulating into a single unit, and you can say it a container which contains data members and member functions. You can say that class is a container in which you can have n number of data types with n number of data members. Okay, so class allows the data to be hidden from extra uses. आप इसके बाहर अगर आप इसे यूज़ करना चाहते हो और आप चाहते हो कि वो किसी और को एक्सेस नहीं हो पाए, तो आप उसके लिए भी क्लास का यूज़ कर सकते हो. क्लासेस में अगर हम स्पेसिफिकेशन की बात करें क्लासेस में, सो देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ क्लासेस स्पेसिफिकेशन, क्लास डिक्लेरेशन एंड क्लास फंक्शन डेफिनेशन. ओके, सो बिफोर गोइंग इनटू the detail of class declaration and class function definition, we have to understand first the access specifiers. So access specifiers, or you can say visibility labels, that means you have to define and you have to declare that this kind of object or this kind of data member or this kind of member function of that particular class have the scope of publicly used or privately used or protected. So we have three access specifiers. For public you can access it outside the class with the help of object. Private, you can have these access, but you have certain limitations to use these private with private data. Then we have protected. Protected concept you will learn in the classes of inheritance. In protected you have a level. So inheritance, if you have first level inherited with the second level, so in protected you can access only one level of data, not the entire level or multi-level inheritance. So we will discuss it later. Now I'll give you the example for class declaration, class function definition, public and private. Okay, so first we have to understand that what is the syntax of class declaration. So first you have to use a class keyword, then a class name. Class name you can put any name as per your own wish, then these braces, and this is the container what I discussed here, that class is a container, and then you have to put a semicolon to give you the instruction to this compiler that this class have this scope. Okay, then in this container you can define your data members and member functions. Okay, so what is data member? Whatever data you require to get your things done, it will be the data member of that class. If you need some functionality to be performed on that data, then those are called member functions. So now I'll give you an example practically in the program of C++. Okay, so first, as I say, class keyword, I have created a simple class to just get some input from user and to print that to the console. I didn't do anything in this class, but you can do sum class and multiplication, subtraction, anything you can do it in this program. Okay, so just to make it understand, this is the private and public. That means this data is public to this class, this is public and this is private. Okay, so public and private have some scope and the visibility outside the class. So I have two functions, get data, put data. In get data, I didn't define the functionality, I define it outside the class. But if you want to get it done inside the class, you can do it. So I make a function with the name of put data and define the functionality inside the class. So now as you can see that we have a function called put data. That means name sense that we have to print something. Okay, get data, that means we have to input something. So when you want to declare when you want to define your function outside the class, so you need to use class name, that is Kelsey, then scope resolution operator, and then the function. This is the function name. Then I have define my function, like I have to print two numbers, C in A and B. As you already learn in input classes, that input stream we can use multiple time this operator in a same line. Okay, then we have void main, that means main part of our program. So main, I have created a class object. Okay, so what is object? Now let me make you understand what is object. So object is the smallest unit of any class, or you can say object is the instance of the class by which you can access each and every data of that particular class by defining it, and with the dot operator and with the object you can access those data. If we talk about object and class relationship, that is class don't have any memory but object have memory. So whenever we call any such kind of function or data member in the outside the class, so this object will help to store that data. As I get data, I have data got data, and then input data, I am printing this data. So this object is holding that in the memory. Okay, then I use obj dot get data, that means object and then dot operator to access that particular function, then object with dot operator with next function. Okay, so this is the program. When you run this program will search for first void main, then the object of which class? Kelsey. Then it goes to this and define this class into this object. Then object call get data, this will find this here, and then the definition is here. So it will ask you for input here. Then the put data, when this line will execute, it will ask for this, and this will get, you will get, and you will get the output. So class is the container and object is the instance of that class, so that you can ask for data that is defined and declared inside the class, and you can execute it in outside in the object. Okay, so let me make you understand that when we talk about C++, so C++ basically comes in picture when we need to convert our C programming into object oriented programming. So in C we have structure, but structure have some limitations. So we got the class, and class have similar structure if you learn in the C language the structure. So we have structure name, struct keyword, and then the space is like this defined in the structure only. So class is a user defined data type. which contains data members and member functions. Class allows the data to be hidden from external use. Class have two parts, class declaration and class function definition. This is the class declaration and this is the class function definition outside the class or inside the class. Then we have access specifiers, or you can say visibility labels. So this is the public, that means you can access it outside the class, and this is the private, you can use it here and you can access it from the level of object. These classes you will learn about several others OOPS concepts. So when you talk about abstraction, so this is the abstraction, that you are maintaining this part into a single unit and the person who are accessing main don't have idea what get data is doing, what put data is you are doing, and you are getting the output. If you are talking about encapsulation, this is the encapsulation, that you are encapsulating data member and member functions into a single unit, that is called class. When you talk about inheritance, so this is a class. There might be a class called class add, and you can use these two numbers and that get data from this class, and you want to add those two numbers. So you can inherit this class to this class. Okay, so in next classes we will learn about the inheritance, polymorphism and all other parts of, or you can say, object oriented programming concepts. Thank you so much class, and we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.